Welcome to NAIFA's Advisor Today podcast series, where we focus on how financial advisors work, live, and give to their local communities and our greater financial services industry. Now, let's get started with the show.
Hi, everyone. This is Chris Gandy, one of your co-hosts of Advisors Today's podcast, where we deliver some of the most innovative and creative minds out there in the marketplace amongst you, our constituents. And I'm here with the wonderful Suzanne Carewan the week of the 4th of July. How are you, Suzanne?
I'm doing great, Chris. Good to be here.
It's great seeing you. You may wonder, hey, how did I get this fancy I Love NAIFA thing? You can have it too. So just reach out to Suzanne and she can send you that wonderful background. So with that being said, Suzanne, before we get to today's podcast, can we talk a little bit about who our sponsor is for today's program?
Yeah, we certainly can. So today, hopefully everybody's gotten the news so far, but if you haven't, Life Happens, the wonderful Life Happens award-winning content, consumer kind of division, they folded into NAIFA as of January 1st of 2024. So we're 6 months into that. We're happy to have them kind of back home. And then also, hopefully, that they create amazing content for Life Insurance Awareness Month, which is in September. And so as part of being a NAIFA member, we have a whole new bundle that you get as a NAIFA member from Life Happens, curated content. And the exciting thing about July is that's when the LIAM, if you're in the know, you know that Life Insurance Awareness Month is short for LIAM, and the LIAM content drops this month. So this month it's going to drop. NAIFA members get a special whole piece of it. And then if you're not a member, or if you want to upgrade and get even better content, you can subscribe to Life Happens Pro. And so that's our sponsor this week. We really want to plug Life Happens. And then last thing, if you're a NAIFA member and you have a story, I think, Chris, you're going to do a real life story, aren't you? And if you've got a real life story between a client, yourself and a client, and you want to get captured for all time and tell that story about how life insurance or another risk insurance protection product has protected your client, and get that out to the rest to help other consumers understand the importance of it, you can look no further than your NAIFA membership, because we can get you on tape, the whole thing. We'll cut it up. We'll make it into a whole video, and you two can help kind of move the consumers forward. So with that, Chris, maybe that's a good way to turn it right back to you to just give another plug for the real life stories.
NAIFA proud, Suzanne. See that? That's kind of cool.
That is.
Yeah, you're right. An opportunity, as I mentioned to my client, to memorialize their loved one and to tell the story. It's a great opportunity. We're actually going to talk about multi-generational wealth and protecting assets through long-term care. So if you have a story, reach out to Suzanne, let her know, hey, listen, I got a real story that without us or without our help, then they might not have made the difficult decisions to purchase either insurance or protect their assets. So with that in mind, Suzanne, enough about us. Let's talk to our guests. So would you kindly introduce our two guests? We have two today. So, normally.
We have two. Yeah, we're mixing it up. We thought it'd be fun to bring on the whole team. So this is Shantell Wright. Shantell, say hello to everybody. And also Nita Block. Yeah. And so we're going to delve into what these two, how they're working together, what they're doing to move the needle on consumer awareness, et cetera, and some of the new things that Shantell is doing. So let's start with that.
Awesome. So welcome, Shantell. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you, Chris.
Good. Where are you based out of, if you don't mind us asking?
Metro Nashville area.
Okay. And so tell us a little bit about your business. Kind of your work. Are you in the business space? You're in the personal space? Tell us a little bit about your business, and tell us kind of how you became or you came back into the fold of NAIFA, because I believe that I heard there's a little whispering that you were a member, then you weren't a member, then you were a member, and I think probably most people kind of go through that. So tell us a little bit about your business, where you're at, what you're doing, and then how you became a strong NAIFA advocate.
Chris, if you don't mind, I'd like to back up a little bit to exactly when I came into NAIFA. Well, I'm gonna back up a little bit. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Let me say it like this. NAIFA has been a big part of my recovery for me to be back at this point where I am today. Here's why I say that. I've been in the financial services industry for about 14 years. For the last 4 years, I had taken very ill from COVID. I caught COVID before they had a vaccine. What I was not aware of is that the long-term effects that it would have on me over the next 4 years. When all this was started happening, I was already a member of NAIFA, been heavily involved in the state and local. And recovering from COVID after the doctors told me that they didn't think initially that I was going to make it out was pretty devastating. It was also around the same time where I've been nominated to be in the Lilly program, the Life and Leadership Institute, through NAIFA. Because coming out of that with the brain fog, not feeling quite as sharp, it was my NAIFA and Lilly family that helped me get through those times. It was those monthly meetings, meeting with those core group of people who were basically living life with me in those moments as I'm going through recovery. A couple sessions I couldn't make it because I still had COVID, and they made arrangements that I could still be there virtually for them to make those kind of accommodations for me. That means a lot. Nathan means a lot to me. And when I could continue on in my practice, and financially it devastated me, and I couldn't continue on with my obligations to NAIFA, I had to come back because they're a big part of making it through that whole situation. And I'm still battling some things. Thank God that I'm better and have one more hurdle to climb. And while I've been down over the last 5 years, well, 4.5 years, I've been blessed to put some other things together with John and some great strategic partnerships that I put together. Well, I didn't put them together. I was blessed to be a part of.
Sure. So share with us a little bit about those partnerships.
In addition to my 14 years in financial services, I also have a 14-year history in mortgage banking and mortgage origination. And somehow, some folks connected me with this two particular gentlemen who said they could do something that I really didn't think that they could do. Our big thing is that we want to add value, make connections, and make an impact. And in doing those things, we know the business is going to come. So, in adding value in this particular program, we can set folks up to be in a very good financial situation, not just now, but potentially for generations to come. Excuse me for my nervousness. It's been quite a bit since I've been in this seat. It's been about 4 years or longer. What if I told you that we could take someone who has a traditional mortgage and put them in a situation where they could pay off their mortgage in 5 to 10 years, save them anywhere from tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest, and also potentially set them up with a tax advantage retirement account where they could get tax advantage retirement income for the rest of their lives. These are some of the things that we can do, and it doesn't matter about socio-economic status. If the numbers work, the numbers work. So we add value in what we can do just in that particular product. And with the connections that I've made, I can connect those people that we can do all this and set them up and make an impact on their lives. these are some of our slogan is we have intelligent, innovative financial solutions. And this is just one of the things that we can do.
So Shantell, how are you getting to these people? Like, how are you going to market with this, and how are you getting this out so you can do this? Because I know this is your mission driven kind of why. If you take some Lilly terminology there, how are you going to get to these people and spread that word?
One, I'm going back to my current client base that I had before I take an L, reaching back out to them. And then also through word of mouth of them, but also John, who's heading up my marketing, he would be the primary one that he'd be able to tell you about how we're reaching the public with this.
Okay, that would be what you call a baton.
Yeah, absolutely.
John, let's hear from you. So tell us the baton has been passed to you and you're in the last 100 yards. And we got a chance to go to the Olympics. Tell us, what are you doing to impact people, to get it out to people so that you guys can be effective and efficient?
Okay, well, first and foremost, I just kind of want to introduce myself. My name is John Nino Black Lewis. I run a podcast and do a bunch of other things in the community. So the name Nino Black is a nickname. My real name is John Lewis. I'm the CFO of Growth Fuel Marketing. And to be quite honest, the main strategy to it is giving good to the world that requires it. What the knowledge that Shantell has is something that the world needs. Like, it's a lot of people in our community, on the outside of our community, that don't know these type of options exist. I'm from the urban community where we think life insurance is only for when you die. That's the only time you can enjoy it. Well, when he comes with a plan that can utilize it throughout the rest of your life, and you can enjoy the benefits of it, why not put all the toolage that I have with Growth Fuel Marketing behind it so we can get it out there? Some of the things that we're doing, other than creating him a dynamic website that's easy to operate for his target market, but we also are we're using social media. We in the day and age of social media. Each social media platform has a fan base. So Facebook is more for the middle age, what they like to call older people. I'm considered older people. Then you have TikTok, you have Instagram. So we're going to utilize those, and we're going to reignite his book of business, because his book of business kind of have been stalemate while he, recovered from COVID. So we got to re-engage that book of business. Once we re-engage that book of business, there's no telling what the possibilities of what Money LLC can do. So that's our goal with Growth Fuel Marketing.
Let me ask, how did the two of you meet? I'm curious. I'm always curious, Suzanne, how people met. How did the two of you fine gentlemen meet? Was it you walking down the street and said, "That's a nice guy. That guy looks like he knows what he." I mean, how did you guys come together?
Well, actually, Shantell was stealing from a store, and on his way out, he tripped and bumped into me, and I talked him into taking it back because God wouldn't want him to do that. And he asked me to go to church with him, and that's what happened. No, I was looking for a financial advisor because I've always been very good at obtaining money, but I've always struggled with knowing what to do with it and how to make it work for myself. So somebody suggested Shantell, and I'm gonna be honest, all the Shantells I know are cute and they are female. So when I met him, I did not expect him to be a guy, but he was. And
surprise!
And we, and over time, I just understood that he has a calling on his life and a passion for helping people. Because I don't even remember if he charged me the first 4 or 5 times that we met each other, but he just poured into me, and he let me know. You know how quite often in our community we hear about representation. I never knew anybody that was in the financial space. So him being in it, him inviting me to the office and showing me and he treated me like, I had on a suit and tie. So after that, we just always been in contact, always in touch. And that's the one thing I really like about him as a person. He checks on you. He emails you on your birthday and say, "Hey, this is from Shantell." At the time, it was Penn Mutual. Hey, it's Shantell from Penn Mutual. Just wanted to say Happy 4th of July. So that's how it was constant contact, and we just built from there. That's my version. His version might be different. I might end up in jail on his version. I don't know.
This has been our friendship. But John and I, over the course of time, is because I don't care if you're the CEO or if you're the janitor. You meet and talk with everybody with respect and dignity. John was hungry for knowledge, so much so. At that point in time, I was doing workshops every Saturday morning called Wealth for Breakfast. I did a special session just for a group of people that he got together because they were hungry and thirsty for knowledge. The whole premise of why money was formed was based on Hosea 5:6. It says, "My people are destroyed or perish for a lack of knowledge." I want to make sure that the knowledge that I have gets to those people. So their finances, college funds, their retirement. I want to make sure that those things don't perish, regardless if you make 50,000 or 50 million a year. You deserve the right to have those same rights and privileges and access to those things as is anybody else. That's the approach that we take.
So, question, tell us a little bit about kind of what is the hope and the goals and the dreams that you guys are intending to build? With us,
the hopes and goals and dreams of what we're intending to build is just those three basic things I stated before. We want to add value, make connections, and make an impact. We want to change folks' lives. It's the whole reason why I got into this industry. Is I want to make sure that they're edified and educated. Ignorance has gotten a bad name. There's nothing wrong with the word ignorant. It just means you don't know about a particular situation. But when you have the opportunity to, and you're in the general vicinity of a person who may be an expert in that, you have a choice whether or not if you want to stay ignorant or learn and grow. And for those that want to learn and grow, I want to make sure that I'll be able to pass that information on to them.
Some people, the quick quote one of my mentors talks about is there's two types of people in this world. There's the informed and the uninformed. And many times we ask uninformed people to make informed decisions with information they don't have. And part of the work is educating and empowering people so you can uplift them. And good job on doing that work. So you're in communities. And so what are some of the common things that you find in the communities that you're reaching? Do you find that they're homeowners? Do you find that it's a marginalized community? Do you find that share with us a little bit about the communities that you're reaching, and then what is your plan to empower them to grow their wealth and to build their wealth?
Well, the people that it's a melting pot of people. They're coming from all different genres and all different socio-economic backgrounds. So there's not one particular group of people. I want to make sure that I'm there for those who are novice and for those who may be experts.
I was going to say, for me, prior to me even getting into marketing or learning more about financial literacy, investing, insurance, all of it, I've been doing community activism, and I did that for 8 years. And at the beginning of 2020, I kind of pivot because I realized something in my process of being in the community doing the work. And I learned that the people that we see on the news that do these crazy things, and the people that we drive by the impoverished neighborhoods and look at and be like, why are you doing that? They're not doing it because they're crazy. Most of them doing it because they're broke. Like, most of the problems that you see within certain communities is not because they want to do it, it's because they don't know no other way. And that other way is because they lack the toolage. They lack the understanding. As Shantell said, they're ignorant to the things that many people in this room right now might consider as simple. Simple. That's simple. That's common knowledge. You don't know that? You can get a room full of 50 people and ask them what a 401k is. They can tell you that their job offer it, but they can't tell you how to utilize it and what's the point of it. So when you're moving into those communities and you're going into certain sectors of communities, you'll realize that a lot of these people, they have the work ethic. They have the wherewithal to get up and go and get the money, but they don't know what to do with it once they've obtained it. So somebody like Shantell is vital. Somebody like you all, like this company, this brand, is vital because y'all are employing and allowing allowing agents to have continued education to go and serve a population of people who don't have it. So, when you asked the question earlier, what is the hopes and goals of money? Is to empower individuals financially, is to provide expert guidance, is to enhance financial literacies in areas that's required. It's innovative financial solutions, as Shantell said. That's the goal, period.
And let me say this to both of you all. Let me apologize. Because one part of the story that I did leave out, that the last thing that I'm going through right now is that COVID caused my kidneys to shut down. Right now, I'm currently on dialysis 3 days a week. I had dialysis this morning. So I'm a little bit off kilter. So I ask you to forgive me for that. And John, I thank you for stepping in because you realized what was going on. Earlier, I was talking about the different.
Absolutely. I know you.
I'm sorry, go ahead, John. I know.
I was just saying, I know you like the back of my now.
Thank you. What I was saying earlier about, regardless of socioeconomic status, whether you make 50,000 or 50 million, that's our process. We want to have a relationship with you first. Don't bring your checkbook. I want to understand in you what you want. What are your hopes? What are your goals? What are your dreams? We can work on the numbers, but let me find out more about you so we can build that relationship. So when we come down to talking about the numbers, I'll probably have a pretty good idea of where you're looking to go. My job as an advisor is to advise, not to tell. My job is to let you know the good, the bad, and the ugly, and give you my recommendations. The final decision is up to that individual that's sitting across from me. That's what I'm going to make sure I provide opportunities for anybody who wants that relationship. When we can build the wealth, we can build your finances. But let's learn about each other. That we do want to do business together.
So Shantell and John, let me ask a question. This question is, I'm sure other people are like, okay, so let's go from 10,000 feet down to 5, right?
Okay.
So John, your background is marketing and community activism, right? Shantell, your background is experience in financial services, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you were looking for I just want to make sure I understand. You're looking for a financial advisor. He walks in the office all G'd up, looking great, pocket square, all crispy. He walks in and you say, okay, help me. And you guys have a meeting. How did you guys decide to build a business together? Like this, like we're ways away. We started here, but there's you guys obviously are doing something different than most advisors. I mean, most advisors are their own marketing people. They're their own, mouthpiece, through referrals and They're going to the lunches and they're going to PTA meetings and they're shaking hands, kissing babies. I mean, that's how they're doing it. So my question is, one, what was the foresight for you two coming together saying, okay, let's build something magnificent together? And in doing that, well, I'm gonna ask that first. And then I'm going to come back and ask you a follow-up question to that, because the follow-up question is, who had to put down what to then make it singular? Because I was in financial services, I mean, just give me examples. I'm in financial services. We have an external marketing group, right? Okay, got it. But they understand who we are, what we do. Got it. Okay, cool. But I have no desire to go in business with him, right? He has his own business. He markets a bunch of different other companies and groups and things like that. We have our group and we focus on financial services. So my first question is, how did you guys decide that, we could do this thing together?
Hey, John, let me take part of this.
Okay.
This relationship here has been 6 to 8 years in the making. So this isn't overnight. We've known each other for quite a while. And when John and I met, he was an activist in the community. Over the course of years, we basically, with my illness, we lost touch. And over that time, he's built something. He's built this marketing company. And he calls me the old man. Because I'm about 12 years older than you?
Yeah, he's the old guy.
And I understand. And I understand the times and changes. And I have the business knowledge. And so does John. But I have more experience. John has the knowledge to understand and how to use technology to our advantage. So we can reach, in addition to doing those things, going to the PTA meetings. I still do those things. But this is in addition to capitalize on this technology, this technological era that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first question. That was the first one. John, you want to add something? Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to add something. I say, okay, when you think about, we in Tennessee. So if you think about the Tennessee Titans, right? The Tennessee Titans have an offense and a defense, right? Why do they have an offensive defense? Can't the offense just learn defense? Or vice versa? They can just learn it. Why do you have an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator? Why one person just can't teach it all? Because one person is a master at something when the other person is not. I'm in the community, so I'm a master of people. I know how people think. I know what people are afraid of. I know what people will do, what they won't do. You send somebody in my community a video and say, hey, watch this. They're going to instantly think multi-level marketing. They're going to say no. But if you say, look what I did, I saved $5,000 by switching to NAIFA, they're going to be like, where? Sign me up. So I know people because I'm in the community and I do community. She said,
Yeah.
I'm in the community. Shantell is in the book. Shantell is in the knowledge. There's a book by a guy by the name of Sam Greenlee. It's called The Spook Who Sat by the Door. He is the person, the martyr, to go and get the information to bring back to the community of people. And that community of people, as he stated, are just ignorant. They're not stupid. They're not dumb. They just don't know it exists. Most of the time, the financial knowledge or the toolage that we need to be successful, we're just not in proximity of it. I'm in the community. I can bring the proximity to us. So I land my plane. Thank you.
I love that idea of financial proximity. Are you in proximity to that? You guys are narrowing the gap, the distance.
So we're walking this journey. You guys decide, okay, let's do this thing together. Is the company that you guys have created, is it a financial company or is it a financial marketing company?
It's a financial services company.
Yeah, and I'm an employee. I'm an employee for Shantell. So, I'm an employee. He's going to have to start paying me a little bit more. I'm an employee.
The check is in the mail.
You get your own 401k.
Hey, and when he started, Hey, when he called me, start asking me about marketing, he is an employee. I tell him, hey, sit down and be quiet. Take your hand off the button. He's an employee when it comes to marketing. All right.
No, that's an important point, though. It's an important point to know what you're good at, what you're not good at, and being comfortable with putting your ego aside to say, I'm willing to have somebody else be good at that. Right. I think, as financial service professionals, I've been in the business now 25 years. And I can tell you that over the period of time, uh, we believe, I say we, us collectively as financial advisors, because we are recruited and we're A personalities, which is the A dominant personality is teach me, show me, get out the way, and I'll show you I can do it. Right. And so part of that is you got to let go to grow. And so I know Shantell didn't willingly get off the and say, yes, I'm willing to go online. I'm willing to do video. I'm willing to be on podcasts. He didn't willingly do that. And that's a lot of our NAIFA audience. A lot of our NAIFA audience, let's call them old school. Let's just, for the purpose of this exercise, we're going to call them old school. And the technology has not yet caught up to their practice. So what advice could the two of you, since you're in the business doing the deal, could you give to the NAIFA audience of why they should be considering marketing, digital media, being in the communities? Why if it's working the other way? Why would I do that?
I'm gonna answer that first part. You said that I'm old. I'm old. I'm 51 years old. I have no problem saying my age. I'm thankful that I'm here at 51 years of age. And actually, I approached John about doing this because over the last 4 years, humbled me, having 2 almost near deaths. I know what I'm good at, but more so also know what I'm not good at. And I know that he is. So I did willingly. John, here's my idea. I gave him the vision. This is what I'm looking to do. He took my vision and he ran with it. And I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, so Shantell, you got a lot of courage to do that, right? So, I mean, I get it. You got kind of rejuiced for life, if you will, like twice, right? So,
and realize there's certain things I can't do on my own.
Yep.
Why not pick somebody who's real good at what they do, and I'll stay in my lane, they stay in theirs, and we work together and achieve what we need to achieve faster.
Well, you could have come out of that COVID stuff a lot of different ways, but you came out with gratitude in that heart, so ready to give back. That's powerful. Yeah, and now a fintech company, right? A fintech company hitting people that always don't have access to this, which I love that, right? You're increasing that awareness and exposure. Like you said, I love that idea of cutting down the distance, making it financially proximate to where you are.
Right.
So when you're reaching out, so let me now let's fast forward the tape. So now you're reaching out to communities that you might have been actively involved in. So John, this is questions for John. John, what are we doing to impact those communities that you weren't actively involved with?
Well, you first and foremost, you got to come to the conclusion that we're all humans. If you was to ask me to help you understand a kangaroo, I couldn't do that because I'm not a kangaroo. I would have to do some detailed research to understand that. But people, it's our psychology. We understand how people think because we are people and we think as such. Now, we have certain limiting beliefs that keeps us from thinking like the person standing next to us, but unequivocally, we all think the same. So whether you say, well, why don't Black people know about financial literacy? Well, if you figure out why African-American people don't do financial literacy, you'll find out why Spanish people don't, why Indian people don't. It's all the same. The trickle effect is the same. The only difference is earning the trust of the community that you're trying to see. He doesn't know it. Shantell doesn't know it. Is I hired him when I brought all those people to his breakfast shop. To his breakfast thing. I qualified myself by saying, hey, I went to your event. I liked it. The breakfast was good. I want to do it again, but I want to do it with people I bring. How about it? He said, oh yeah, let's do it. He don't understand that all of those people, I surveyed them afterwards. What you think? You think he good? You think he did a good job? Did you understand what he was saying? All of that. I hired him first because again, he can tell you that it wasn't all the same race of people that came to that event. It was some Hispanic people, it was some Caucasian people, it was some rich people, some people that didn't have money. Because I wanted to know what he was doing, if it would resonate, because that's the only thing. It's not about communication, it's about comprehension. He can talk all day and tell you, I'll raffle off all the words he knows, but it's about the people understanding and taking away what he had to say. So to me, reaching the people that aren't in the neighborhood, you operate under the same principle. They're human and we all have the same essential needs. As long as if I can help you enjoy those essential needs while you're alive, not long after you perish, I can get you to listen. I can get you to come to a business over breakfast. You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense, but yeah.
I actually had a mortgage professional when I was with another firm that I did a workshop. She and I did a workshop together for a group of people. And one of the first things she said after the first time we did one, she said, you don't make this so daunting. Because it doesn't show as much here, but I'm pretty goofy. I like to make people laugh. I like to crack a joke. And I also want to break things down to the lowest common denominator that anybody can understand. And I think that's what people appreciate most. One of the things that people appreciate most, that you're not trying to talk over your head, trying to show how smart you are. No, let me tell you, get an understanding of why you're doing what you're looking to do. So we put these things into play. You're not going to question, why am I doing this? You already know why. Because I'll be able to break things down with you and teach you along the way exactly what we're doing to benefit you and your household.
Right. Talk to me a little bit about financial literacy. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, the other part of the question that you asked, what would you suggest for the old school to the dinosaurs? I was gonna say, in our society, we've been taught, because we live in consumerism. We've been taught to react. We're not taught to be proactive. So to those dinosaurs, eventually they're gonna have to react to the change that's coming. If you've been paying attention, Uber has autonomous cars. Taxis are being autonomous. Burger King just laid off 1,200 people, and Pizza Hut just laid off 1,500 people. Flippy the robot is taking jobs. So pretty soon, the financial information that we need is going to be in the palm of my hands, where we ain't got to go too far to find it. So right now, Shantell is breaking off and creating his own fintech company with his own information that he can galvanize his own following of people, and he can grow that, right? Because there are always going to be people who learn by hearing, learn by seeing, and learn by touching. Well, the goal with growth field marketing is to put him in all those positions so he can do that successfully. And the dinosaur should follow the other dinosaur.
Good point. Yeah.
Suzanne, do we have dinosaurs?
We do have dinosaurs. I love the idea, though. You can react. I mean, you can wait, or you can be proactive. Yeah, absolutely.
NAIFA is the new Jurassic Park. We've got some dinosaurs. We've got some T-Rexes. We've got some velociraptors. We've got some. We've got some people. I would say that the hesitance to engage in the new world is just simply because of fear, right? And so, the fear of the unknown and the fear of failure. If we fail at something, we feel less than. And so, we typically don't go down those paths. Talk to us a little bit about.
But even before that, Chris, I'd say it's not even. I don't even know, most people even know. I think they're complacent, the complacency, right?
Yeah.
They're just comfortable. They're just comfortable. So they maybe they don't even know they're dinosaurs.
This is a business, Suzanne, where if you do it for a very long time and you actually are partially decent at it, you know, those renewal checks keep coming, and and clients, as you guys probably already know, clients are too as I call entrenched or too satisfied with what they, you know, the status quo, so that they don't move their money. They don't, you know. I can tell you,
Right.
of all the money we manage, I probably lose 10 clients a year. Well,
Yeah.
like maybe if that. And
Too
so,
painful, right? It's like moving houses. Too
yeah,
painful to
they're
move.
like, oh, I don't want to do that. I'll just leave it. And so, what ends up happening is because we continuously get paid on that business, we continue to get paid on the work we do today. It creates a false sense of security, a sense of security because those checks keep coming, and so we have to continue to grow.
But see, that's one of the things that I think that's going to make Shantell and money a lot different. Because like one of the things, like when we recently linked up and went to a event, he seen me put my wrist up to somebody's phone and exchange contact information. He was looking at me all perplexed. I said, "Well, dinosaur, welcome to the new age, buddy." And what I was explaining to him is the one thing that I want to bring to him is y'all, all of you dinosaurs have heard of the CRM before. Y'all heard of it, CRM. Well, guess what? When you automate CRM, it's way easier. So by me scanning my wrist onto your phone, I have to email you after this event and say, "Hey, I'm John. You met me at such and such event." It's gonna do that automatically, and it's gonna send me a reminder that I need to contact you about whatever business. How? That's simple. That's one simple thing. Well, what's gonna make Shantell different and money is he's going to actually build a relationship, right? Because he's gonna know when your oldest daughter's birthday, when she fit to graduate. He's gonna know all of these things, so he can. These emails are coming. He's gonna email you and say, "Hey, I see your birthday's coming up on Friday. If you have any big purchases coming up, make sure you contact us so we can let's keep it going so that when the time comes, these people are also your marketing tools because that's what the customer retention management is for. Is to engage them to tell their friend to tell a friend. So we're going to use CRM in a different way that the finance industry has not ever thought about using it. Because again, you said, yeah, I lose 10 clients every. Yeah, what if you don't have to lose them clients? What if you never lose them? What if they bring you 10 more clients?
That would be great.
That's how.
That would be great. That would be the good plan.
That'd be great. The cushion between me and all those expenses and bills like Shantell has as he has more and more employees as he expands because he can't do it alone. It makes it a little easier to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Shantell knows what I'm talking about.
It does. It does. And look, and I had no asthma problem since I played sports in high school and college. So I don't want none now.
Yeah, it makes
Right,
it a little easier to breathe. So recruiting to this, let's talk about the next generation. So John, whether you realize it or not, you're old too. Okay, so what are we doing?
Shantell's loving that.
What
This is
are we doing? Because as you know, what they say about technology is the newest technology is already outdated. So, John, this goes to you. What are you guys doing to recruit young professionals into the business and replicate what you're doing with Shantell?
I'm going to answer the first half of the question, and then I'm going to let Shantell tell you about what Monday is doing as far as the new recruits. But first and foremost, I'm Peter Pan. I don't get old. I get young. Okay, I'm Benjamin Button. But one of my favorite quotes is "Good is the enemy of great." Because as long as I think I'm good, I'll never be great. So I'm a forever student. So at 40 years old, I'm a college student right now. I'm going to Nashville State Community College to be to do cybersecurity. I'm gonna be there for 2 years. I'm gonna leave out of there and go right back for software engineering because again, I see what's going on. It's no longer being reactive. I'm gonna be proactive. So I'm gonna be as young as more than likely, I'm going to be in college when my casket get lowered into the ground because I'm going to continue to learn. I'm going to be a student every day, all day, and forever. Because if I stop thinking about what's to come, then I'm taking food and keeping food out of my son's mouth. But money has a great solution and idea to continue with the youth and continue bringing young, smart, and ambitious talent into the finance market. I'll let Shantell speak from there.
Well, one of the things I'm doing is that I'm actually looking, keeping my ear to the ground, looking, just being observant, because I want the younger folks to have an opportunity, the same opportunity, or even a better opportunity than I had. With the help of John, I've asked him to do some things. I was like, this is what I want to do. Can we do this? I am pretty much the prototype of what John is putting together for our future FSPs, financial service professionals. So they will have the tutelage and the training and all the automation, have everything they have at their disposal with the expertise and wisdom and knowledge of me and those around them and my connections. Come in and teach them and train them, along with the technology that John is providing for them to just come in and plug and play and learn and grow. That's why this is a practice, because you never master it. You get better at it, and things are always changing. So you either change with it or get left.
Mhm.
And I'm bringing the younger folks up so I can continue to stay young. So I can be like Benjamin Buttons.
Good point. Good point. All right, Chris, I hate to break this up, but we got to get to the lightning round and see what these guys, how they can do, how they fare with the fast, rapid questions.
Well, I'll just simply say, gentlemen, we look forward to seeing you at future NAIFA events, and look forward to shaking your hands and getting an opportunity to expand the conversation to other NAIFA members. But the key is, so John, you hear this, right? So Shantell, the key is you can't come alone. You got to bring somebody else who's aspiring to be in the business. That's how this works. Because collectively, we lift the boats of all others. So with that being said, we go to the lightning round. We created this round so people can get to know you, get to know when they see you. They may say something about some of the questions we ask, but what we do for a living and who we are two different things, right? And so part of this is just whatever comes to mind. And so Suzanne, we'll ask 3 questions so we can hear John's aspect too. We'll just go around, okay? So the first question is your favorite food, Shantell.
Oh my God, Jesus! Anything Italian or Mexican?
Okay, John.
Mexican, let's go.
All right. So see how easy that was? You didn't have to think very hard. All right. So here are the next couple of questions. If you could go back and have dinner with anyone in history, whether they're dead, they passed on, or they're alive now, you got one opportunity. Who would you have dinner with and why? Shantell.
My grandmother and grandfather.
Why?
Because those were 2 of the wisest people that I ever knew.
John.
Huey P. Newton.
Why?
Because financially, they did something that was going to disrupt the financial economy of the United States. And that was the ultimate reason why they had to be removed.
Got it. Next question, gentlemen. I got 2 more. If you 2 could advise yourself, you just started in the business yesterday, you can go back and give yourself advice. What advice would you tell your young self in the business? John, in whatever business you're in, what would you go back and tell yourself?
Consistency is the key to success and the only key to success. Keep going.
Good advice, yeah.
Shantell.
Put your ego aside. You don't know it all.
No one likes to know it all. Last question, gentlemen. All right. So NAIFA Nation is listening out here today. What advice would you give them if they're listening to this podcast? What advice would you give to aspiring people that would like to learn from you? What advice would you give them? NAIFA Nation is listening. We'll go to John first.
Okay. The advice that I would give is growfuelmarketing.net. We're tech savvy, so you don't have to be.
Awesome. Shantell.
Mine would be the power of agreement. Scripture says that if one could put 1,000 to flight, two can put 10,000 to flight. That tells me that we're better together. Let's partner up and do some real constructive work.
Last question for you, Shantell, and this one's just for you. Your proudest moment in financial services.
My proudest moment in financial services. I know this is going to sound corny, but the day that I got pinned by the president of NAIFA, I'm talking about the national organization, that was one of my proudest moments.
Well, look at that, Suzanne.
Look at that.
The power of the pen.
Power of the pen is right there. It's a real thing.
We talk about the power of the pen and how strong that power is and the importance of it. So any final words, gentlemen? We have to wrap up. We got to close shop. But John, any final words?
Yeah, no, I look forward to learning more about the company and potentially growing with the company because, Shantell has been in my ear for the last couple of weeks telling me I need to go ahead and jump in the water and become NAIFA and join the financial side of things. And I'm moving closer to it. I think it's about that time to do it as well. So I look forward to seeing you, and I look forward to being on the podcast in 25 years and teaching y'all about calculators.
Shantell, any final words?
Final words. The definition of moneyed, where the name of the company came from, that's MONEYED. It's having goods, property, and wealth and abundance. That's what we want to help people to do. And we want to give them the knowledge to be able to do that.
Awesome. Suzanne,
Yep.
Any final words for our NAIFA members? It's the week of the 4th of July,
Well, yes, as always, get out the vote. All of those things. Happy 4th of July. And yeah, John, I'm looking forward to having a new national president pin you into membership. That'll be great. We look forward to seeing both of you. We hope you can get to Apex. It'll be awesome to be together. If not, see you in Tennessee.
So I'll close this out. Thanks everyone out there listening on either your phone, your device, or John may say another platform of technology. Thank you for listening to Advisor Today podcast, where we get an opportunity to uplift the voices of all of you and our advisors collectively together. Just remember, we're stronger together than we are apart. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. Thanks for tuning in to Advisor Today podcast. Have a good 4th of July. Be safe. Eat a lot of barbecue. And we will see you all in Apex soon.
Thanks for joining us for NAIFA's Advisor Today podcast series. Make sure to subscribe to get future episodes. And if you're interested in coming on the show, let us know.